I mean, today we just got our Mint Mobile SIM cards and we're very excited about it. We used to be Verizon customers and now we're switching over and trying something new and we're saving like 66%. So it's a very practical purchase, but I think it's going to be a good one for us.
Can you tell me about that? Because we're paying like $110 a month or whatever for our mobile services.
Yes. We were at like 150 and I think this is going to be $25 and 15. I wanted more data than my husband, so we're paying a little more for me. But Mint, some of these services, I think, from my understanding, they're like buying some unused things from the major carriers, and you can get them a lot cheaper. And you just need to know how to switch the SIM card yourself on your phone, which you can look it up on YouTube. It's not that hard. You don't go to a physical store at all. So you just order it online, you set up the plan, they ship you it in the mail, and then you can cancel with your major carrier. But
Okay.
personally, I think it's a good deal. I don't know if the service is good in Seattle. I'll find out. But from what I've heard, people seem to really like it. And because it's a major carrier, there are no really interruptions to your service.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I was just going to ask you more questions, but I could just Google it. I'm not going to waste your time asking questions. I could just look up on my own. But good tip because we've been paying like for AT&T service for years, and I know I could save a little money there, but I'm like, it's just convenient. I don't want to go through it. So anyway, that is a good tip. Do you have any other like I guess tips on saving money that a lot of people sort of miss?
So saving on the major things like house, car, although I like to splurge on housing because I have a particular place that I want to live and I like being in the hustle and bustle of the downtown Seattle area, but I still wanted a house. So for us, it was worth spending more, but then we tend to cut back in other areas. So right now we have our daughter and we're trying to avoid like buying her a million toys and a million things, only buying what we need. I mean, honestly, she's happy playing with like a blanket at this point. She's not old enough to need like really expensive toys and things. But for us, we're just minimalists, I think, to the core, and it's something we've developed over time.
Okay, because you mentioned like when you got one of those good jobs, you bought a house, you bought a car. Like it sounded like you shifted at that point. Was that pretty difficult, or you saw the advantages of doing it like right away?
I think meeting other people in the financial independence fire community at these conferences made a huge difference. So I met Carl Jensen, 1500 Days is his blog, in person. And there are a few others, like Brandon from the Mad Fientist, Tanya Hester from Our Next Life. These are people that they have achieved financial independence and they don't work anymore or they don't have to work anymore. Hearing and seeing them. Jeremy from Go Curry Cracker. I love him and his wife. We actually stayed with them on a houseboat at a conference. And when you're like staying with someone, you get to see more and more and have more conversations with them. And I just realized that this was possible for people. I was in a great position given where I was in my day job and my aptitude for side hustles. And that if I just like cut back, my life would be infinitely better, like sooner, instead of having to put off some of these things I was dreaming of.
Cool. Do you have any other splurges aside from housing?
Let's see, equipment for the side hustles. So almost all of my hobbies, they tend to be revenue producing in some way. So I don't really feel guilty about any type of convenience spending. So if I go to a coffee shop, this was before the baby when I used to have fun, but if I would go to a coffee shop and I would, buy an expensive latte and get myself a scone or a muffin and not even care because I knew that if I had in 2 hours, I'd probably make $50 and I just spent 11 or I live in Seattle so things are expensive,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter. Or like if I take an Uber, then that's 35 more minutes than I would have in my day to spend working on something else than if I drove and had parking and all that. So convenience spending is something I don't even bat an eye at. Same with hiring freelancers and delegating.